quilts are not representational, they're pretty abstract. And so what I tend to do is look at an animal and kind of pull a few of my favorite features of it out and highlight those. So, you know, the brightly colored tentacles on the jellyfish, those are a key feature in this quilt. The piece I have in this show is called Flower Hat Jelly. It's inspired by a jellyfish, or we actually just call them jellies, that is housed at the Tennessee Aquarium in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where I volunteer as a docent. In real life, it's translucent. It has kind of these purple, they call it pinstripe, but it's a zigzaggy pinstripe design on the bell of its body, and then it has these curly Q tentacles that hang down, and at the very end of those tentacles are these bright green and purple spots. I was attracted to those colors because of the way the jelly is presented, or was presented at the aquarium. It was in a black light tank, so the background, the dark blue water just really took on this dark blue color. The purples really sang, the green just popped out at me, and that was really kind of what struck me, and I think that comes across pretty apparently in the piece. So my process when I'm making a quilt tends to be pretty fluid, sort of like a jellyfish floating out in the ocean. I get an idea in my head. Sometimes I'll sketch it out, a lot of times I won't. I did sketch a general idea for this one. And so this one I knew I wanted to have a circular shape, and I knew that I needed to have some wedges. So some math was required ahead of time, some pre-planning. Oftentimes I don't plan ahead, but this time I did plan ahead. I knew I wanted the quilt to kind of end up at a certain size, and so I tapped my husband, the math brain in our family, and asked him to help me figure out what degree the wedges needed to be so they would make a complete circle. You know, sometimes the idea that you had in your head, it's just not gonna work, and that's okay, because as you go through that process of making a piece, better, more interesting options become available, and things that you didn't really see until you started the piece become apparent.